Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna do 16 and 17 and finding the perimeter of the area of this shape. So we want the perimeter. There's a lot of segments that are horizontal or vertical, so we can just count them. So let's do that first. So R to S would be 3, R to Q is 2, Q to P is 3, P to O is 1. We'll come back and do the segments here on the triangle. M to L is 1, L to K is 1, KJ 2, 1, 1, we'll come back, 1, 3, 2, 3. And just make sure you don't lose any of those ones. They're easy to miss. The triangles, to get those lengths, again, we have to use the Pythagorean theorem to do it. So here we have, this is 2, this is 3. So to find the distance from A to S, we would do 3 squared plus 2 squared equals C squared. And we would get 9 plus 4 equals C squared. So that's 13 equals C squared. And that's the square root of 13 equals C. So this is the square root of 13. This is the square root of 13. Again, because those are equal. So then these 4 segments, NO, NM, FG, and HG are all equal. We can find one using the Pythagorean theorem, pick whichever one you want. So this is 1, this is 2. If I call this X, we would do X squared equals 2 squared plus 1 squared. X squared equals 4 plus 1, which is 5. So we have X squared equals 5, and we take the square root of 5 to get X. So we have X equals the square root of 5. So these would all be the square root of 5. This one. And then when we do the perimeter, we're going to add our distance around. So you can either like start one place and go around, or you can do like all the same types. So like I could do the 4 square root of 5s so that they're next to each other, so it's easier to combine. I could do the 2 square root of 13s that I have. And then I could go around and make sure I get everything else. So I'm just going to start at OP and work my way around. So I have 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus, I did those, 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 and 1. Okay, so let me just double check because it's easy to miss one of these. So we should have them all. Okay, so then again, when I combine them, I have square root of 5, square root of 5, square root of 5, square root of 5. So I have 4 square root of 5s. Again, you can think about it, there's a 1 in front of all of them, and we're going to add those 4 ones together. Plus, I have 2 square root of 13s, okay, or 1 and 1 is 2. And then I'm going to add all of these together. And then if you add them all out, you should get 24. So that would be my answer. And then if you want to make it a decimal, you can type it in and make it a decimal. So again, it would be 4, and then you would hit the square root of 5. Okay, arrow out because it's still under the square root, plus, and then 2, the square root of 13. Okay, and then hit the arrow again to get out of there if you have a TI, and then plus 24. Okay, and so that gives me 40.2 if I do 1 decimal place. Okay, so that's how you do the perimeter. And then we're going to calculate the area. So again, the area is the amount of space that's inside the amount of square units. So for the area, the easiest is to like do the rectangles. And the bigger the rectangle, the less calculations you have to do, but you can divide it into smaller ones if you want to. And you can kind of see, so you could just count the squares for a lot of these. That's probably easier. Like this area is 2. This one, if you count the scales, there's 8. Okay, or you could do 4 times 2. This one, if you count them, there's 4, or it's 1 times 4. Okay, this one, there's, let's see, the length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the width is 2. So 10 times 2 is 20. And then for the triangles, again, the area is 1/2 base times height. So for this triangle here, the base is 4, and the height would be here, which is 3. Okay, and if you multiply that, 1/2 times 4 is 2, 2 times 3 is 6. So this one is 6. Okay, these here, FHG and NOM are the same. So they would be 1/2. The base here is 2. And then this again is the height, which is also 2. So that gives me 1/2 times 2 is 1, times 2 is 2. So this area here is 2, and this one is 2. And then you can just add them all together. So we get 6 plus 20 plus 4 plus 2, 8, 2, and 2. Okay, and again, just always double check, make sure you get all of the regions. So I calculate that I get 44. Okay, and if we put units, this would be units squared. That, and then if I go back perimeter, because they didn't give me a specific units, then we would just write units for it. Okay, so perimeter is always just units, area is always the square of the unit. And so that's how you would do these 2 problems.